what's going on? I'm Steve. Hope you're doing awesome. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to play 5 of Tom Petty's most mega super smash hits in under 15 minutes. I'm going to stack up 5 of my world famous 3-minute guitar lessons on top of each other. We're going to learn American Girl, Mary Jane's Last Dance, I Won't Back Down, Refugee, which you just heard right there. And I'm not going to tell you what number 1 is. It's top secret, but it'll blow your mind. It's awesome. So hit like, hit subscribe, tell your neighbors, and let's rock this thing. So begin here in D major. We're going to do American Girl. Now it's hard to get the exact tone of the first couple notes where it goes. I think they're playing a 12-string Rickenbacker somewhere in there, but it does this D major, and you're really hitting the middle parts of the D major right there. Not really that high one, and of course not the low notes right there. And the chords go, well, she was an American girl. It goes to E major. It does this little walk up a lot in this song. So from the E major, that to the G major. So you go open E, 2nd fret of the E string, and 3rd fret right there. Raised on Promises, that's a G major, A major, D major, and you can hit an E7th if you want to. G major, and it hangs out on the A for a while and goes like this. D major. There's that same walk up right there. It goes from the open E string, G, walks it back down on that 2nd fret of the E string to E minor, A major, and it hangs out on that for a while. It goes oh, G, oh yeah, A major, D major, B minor, it's B minor. Make it last all night. G, she was an American girl, A major. Then really dig into those same notes on the D major. Pretty cool. Now, when it goes into that crazy little, thing in the middle of the bridge. Pretty cool. So it goes from 2nd fret, partial walk up, 2nd fret of that E string to G major. And you're really hitting the low notes right there. And that one, whatever fingers you use, go from the 3rd fret of the E to the 4th fret of the E string, and then go to an A major and up to a D major, like that. And then of course it hangs out on D major until it keeps going. Those chords repeatedly, and that's what makes it so great. All right, let's go to Mary Jane's Last Dance in A minor from 1993. Very cool. So it's A minor. The beginning part fully goes off like that and hammers on the whole A minor. That. You got to get the rhythm. It's sort of funky right there. You go to the low notes of a G and strum out the high chord of the G to a D major, again low to high, and back to the A minor, G, D, A minor. Now, then in the verse, it's a little bit different. The picking's a little bit different. It just goes, you can just really just hit the whole A minor except for that finger and hammer that finger onto the 1st fret, like that. So that's what it does too. It does this D major without the 2nd fret for a second until it hammers it on. And sometimes it adds the pinky right here on the 3rd fret. That. So you're playing A minor with your pinky on the 3rd fret of the E string, like that. Then when it goes into the next part, the chorus, it goes last chance. And what's cool is instead of a regular E minor, try to get any finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And when you play an E minor with that, and really go vertical so that you can hit the open E string right there. Last Dance with Mary Jane. Isn't that a beautiful chord? E minor with that note. One More Night, Kill the Pain to A major. Back to that E, so sort of, get this finger ready. To G major, and then back to the A minor. Pretty cool. Then when it does the chorus again, it goes Last Dance with Mary Jane, One More Night, Kill the Pain, A major. And if you want, take this note right here. You're on the 2nd fret of the G string and go. It's so cool. You go from the 2nd fret of the G to the 6th fret of the G, and then you hit the 5th fret of the E string, and then take that 6th fret of the G again and go up to the 9th fret of that G, and then you hit the 9th fret of the E string. And all together it goes. Add those notes, the whole song gets super special. All right, next up, let's do I Won't Back Down from 1989. Ready? Now the beginning part actually does a walk down where it goes. Hear that note? Right there. Really hitting an E minor chord, but instead of hitting the low notes just for a second, you hit, let's see, 2nd fret of the D string to the open D, which is part of that D major chord, and then do a G major. So G major. So it's an E minor to a D major to a G, but that key is that note right there, going from the 2nd fret to the open D string and back to the G chord. And then I won't be turned around. Now, if you want though, you can also do the walk up, which it does like this, E minor. Hear that? So you're doing E minor and you're putting a D major, but putting your thumb on the 2nd fret, G, and it does that a bunch of times. And when it goes, with a world that keeps on dragging me down, C major, that's a C major, E major, D, G, and then the chorus goes back down, hey baby. So really you're going from a G, C, G, C, but instead of doing regular ones like that where you have to hop so fast, you plant your fingers here on the 3rd fret of the E and the B strings, and you play the rest of a G major. I've showed this off in a lot of my videos. What's cool about it is you just move these fingers from the E and the A strings instead to the A and the D strings. So it's the same notes like that. D major, G, C, there ain't no easy, G, D, G, C, G, C, G, D major, E, there's that walk up, D major with the thumb on the 2nd fret, to G, and I won't back down. And then it starts over again. Little palm muting, and it'll make it really beautiful. All right, let's move on to Refugee from 1980, and we've got our capo back on the 2nd fret, and it goes like this. Those little slide ups and downs are a lot of fun. So it's E minor, E minor. And you sort of hit the low notes and the high notes and walk it up again, another walk up from open E. We're on the 4th fret of the E string, and now the 5th fret to that G string. So G chord, sorry. D major, and you really hit, you know, that note, rock it, try not to hit the high notes or the low notes too much. E minor, it does the same thing. I shouldn't use my thumb. And now, this time when I hit the open D string and I'm playing that D chord, you're still playing that D major, you just go up 2 frets, back down, and back up, and then you hit the low E note, and then you're ready for the chorus right there. So again, it's just a D major, but you take those 2 notes and go. And you're going really from here up 2 frets, back down 2 frets. And then, you know, the chorus, the verse, sort of chill. Do this a couple times if you want to. It goes, the chorus. It don't really matter to me. That's a C major to A major. My heart could be free, and you're E minor, and then it does the same thing again. E minor, G major, D major. So the main root of the chorus, the heart of the chorus, is really the same thing as the verse. Again, when it later goes back into that little bridge, C. Don't really matter to me. A major, my heart to be free. E minor. Really sweet. All right, and for the last one, we'll take the capo off and play Runnin' Down a Dream from 1989. A lot of fun to play, and of course that memorable iconic thing, it's in E major. You go all on the same strings, same string, the low E string, and alternating open note or fret, open fret, open fret. So you take an open E string, put your finger on the 7th fret, open again, 6th fret of that E string, open again, 5th fret, open again, 3rd fret, and then open again. Now I pick them all like this. You know, just down, up, down, up, down, up. Picks like this. You could do hammer-ons and pull-offs, especially on that last one, like that. But for the most power, it goes like this. Right after that last one, if you can give it a strum on the E major, right away, it sounds really great. Practice that, and then it goes into the verse. It goes, last 3 days or whatever. The rains were unstoppable. I hit cruise control. I might be getting the lyrics mixed up here. D major with the open E string a lot of times. Hear that? Open E. Rub my eyes, E major. D major, E major. And now the chorus goes like this. D major, G, E. E, G, A. G major, A, and the last one, it goes A major, G, E. So all of them, when they're going Runnin' Down a Dream, go D, G, E, except for that last one, which goes A, G, E. Let me show it to you again. Ready? Yeah, D, G, E, G, A, D, G, E, G, A, running down a dream. So that last one was A, G, E. Then for the bridge, the rockin' guitar solo goes C, where it goes woohoo, like that. to D, D major, back to E major. Super fast and fun like this. Woohoo! Goes into the verse and the chorus again and back to those two chords right there for that, you know, crazy slide guitar thing at the end. All right, let me know what you think in the comments if you'd like to hear more Tom Petty. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video someday because he's got 5 more mega hits that could easily stack up. I'd love to hear what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time for some more 3-minute guitar lessons, maybe another 5-pack like this. See ya.